your expectations kind of mean a lot to me because I really like not I don't know how to word it. Like I'm perceived probably as not very smart, right? In the internet's world, I'm probably perceived as a mental midget or something of that nature, just because I don't talk the way I'm supposed to talk and don't dress the way I'm supposed to dress, don't act the way I'm supposed to act. All that being said, I know that you're smart. You taught yourself Spanish when you were 11 years old just to get better tennis lessons. That's a great story. We'll cover it on a future podcast. That in and of itself shows that you are intelligent. Okay, so you're a smart person. For me, the biggest thing about you that I enjoyed was like where Spoonie's incredibly intelligent, knows all these weird tree scientific names and stuff. It's really fabulous. I mean, if you ever get a chance to hang out with Spoonie, you should just quiz him on, different animals, different stuff.
He will know.
He will know. Like he'll have. I mean, it's just I call it trivial knowledge, but it's not trivial. It's like when I'm reading a World War or a Civil War book. I'm like deep into Civil War books right now, and I'm just love all those little facts that I know about Ulysses S. Grant and Lincoln and the Confederate and the Union Army, like all these different battles. Like I feel I'm just love it because it puts perspective in my life of how easy we have it now.
Mm-hmm.
But you're smart. Like you're the kind of smart that I am, not the kind of smart that Spoonie is. Like you're the kind of, you're more close to my level of the way that I view the world, and I don't want to call it arrogance, but it's a certain amount of something that's just like.
Well, I think that also ties back to sports. I think a certain level of arrogance. I don't know if arrogance is the right.
It's not the right word.
It's more so confidence and like belief in your own ability.
Yes.
To if you don't have all the tools, to be able to find the tools to get the job done, and at the same time doing it with the intention of being the best at whatever you're doing.
That's right. And guys, I mean, like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I can promise you, career-wise, from the time that I worked washing dishes and busses tables at Anthony's restaurant. Shout out Anthony in Buffalo, Texas. If you're ever there, go see my guy in Buffalo. He had 2 locations, though. He had one in Jewett, and I worked at the Jewett location before it burnt down. But I love that job. I love that job because it gave me something that I needed at that moment in time, which wasn't a lot of money. But it was enough money to where I knew I'd be able to buy a car when I turned 16. So at 13 years old, you give me the opportunity to work that job, which was, the nastiest job one of the nastiest jobs. I worked for my uncle Troy, installing septic systems every single summer, clearing land. At 13 years old, I'm in a septic tank, shoveling when septic have we gone to septic school?
Mm-mm.
We'll go to septic schools right now. When your shit goes into a septic tank, the shit is solid. It should sink. Some of it floats, but it should sink. Eventually it will sink. Toilet paper, condoms. What else do you flush down the tampons? What else? What else gets flushed down? Little kids' toys.
Biggins, yeah. I mean, anything.
Anything that gets flushed down the drain goes into the first tank. The solids sink, okay, and the water goes over into the next tank. So the solids go to the bottom, and it's got like a little spillover, a little 18-inch, 20-inch down pipe that allows the fluid to make its way into the next tank. It sets in the next tank till that tank fills up, and then it goes out into a lateral line or makes its way out. It's called effluent into the ecosystem. Very simple process. That first tank, though, fat from your poop, for lack of a better word. Soap is made of fat. So all the fats from everything that goes in floats to the top. When it floats to the top, it has a reaction with the toilet paper and poop that also tries to hang out at the top. And what it ends up doing is it creates a layer. And if it's there long enough, you don't get it pumped, it turns solid. So your septic will still function because when it comes in, there's a downspout. Yeah, there's a downspout that goes down 18 inches. So you might have 18 inches of the solids on there if you don't suck it out. So when the septic gets to finally show themselves, all of a sudden it's plugged up completely. It's not going. They go pull a little cap out. You see it. You try to chisel through it. Can't get through it. You got to dig the whole tank top off. Take the tank off the top. Get sharpshooter shovels. And we're talking about condoms, toilet paper, poop, soap.
And you're just sitting there.
Tampons and tampon applicators. I don't understand that. I don't know why women flush a piece of plastic down the fucking toilet. Whatever, birthing people, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves these days, quit doing that shit. But goes down, take the spearhead shovel and you break it up. You get through to where you can suck the stuff that's below it out, but then it's just suspended at the top. And so all the liquid's gone below it, and that stays suspended at the top, and then you break it up, and then it's at the bottom, and there's not a big enough hose to suck it out of there. So what do you got to do? Somebody's got to put on rubber boots, go down in the bottom of that tank with a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket with a rope tied to it, and you shovel the stuff into the tank, and they pull it out, and they take it somewhere and dump it, most likely a dumpster or something like that. And that was my job when I was 13 years old. At 13 years old, I was the guy that got down in that tank. So the whole rest of my life is up. You know what I mean? Like, once you've shoveled tampon applicators, condoms, and toilet paper into a fucking 5-gallon bucket to earn $2 an hour, we got great pictures brought up on the screen. The whole rest of it's up. Now, this is what I had to do. So when I got the job bussing tables, I was a made man. It's like, I got to throw chicken bones in the trash before I wash this dish. I got to take
it's all perspective.
It's all perspective.